Hey friends, hope you're all doing well and having a good weekend. I've had a really great weekend. I went yesterday to this awesome beach pool party on the 25th floor of the Sala Hotel. I'm going to try and find some footage of the party and put in this video, but if I can't, then trust me, it's a great party. Spent a bit too much on alcohol, but it doesn't happen very often, and considering the prices of things here, it wasn't that much of a blow. In this video I'm going to give a quick, well not so quick, but I'm going to give an update or a summary rather of May and talk about plans for June. Before that I thought I'd show you a bit of my neighborhood. I'm going to show you now one particular street which has some really awesome food, so enjoy. So I'm going to show you now this side street called Onthong 4. This whole neighborhood is basically made up of streets called Onthong and just different numbers. So yeah, let's take a look. I'm going to show you some of the really awesome food places. So the first place I want to show you is Athena. So this is the Mia night market. Hello. 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 So I don't know how happy they are with me filming inside, but this is a nice place, more aimed at tourists, so you know, premium pricing, but it's still not bad. Good burgers, good, you know, meat rolls, that kind of stuff, and a lot of different options, you know, barbecue, pizza. And now we're gonna head further down, and we've got a bunch of burger places coming up. So we have Burger Bros on the left here. This is the best burger in Da Nang in my opinion. I've had quite a few. Surf rental place. This is Valhalla Grill, also burger and barbecue style place. See some of the items on the menu. Different burgers. And lastly we've got Rose Cafe. This place is interesting. It's got a bunch of different rolls and sandwiches and breakfast meals, coffees, different shakes, etc. Hello. Back on the beach, still trying to find a quiet spot, but just it's incredible the scenes here, and really wanted to come and capture some footage. I'll show you in a second what I'm looking at, but it's really amazing. Check this out. I found a quiet spot on the beach. I'm just going to sit here watching the sunset and do the summary from here. Overall, it's been a really good month. I got my groove back in terms of being more productive. You know, during the lockdown, as I'm sure many people felt, you know, just emotionally it was tough to sit and really push on work. I had one client which was kind of enough to keep me going, but I wasn't very productive, and I wanted May to be, you know, really an action month. And I feel for the most part I did that. There are quite a few items that I didn't manage to finish, and I'll go through those. I'm looking at my phone here, you know, where I've got all my notes. The biggest takeaway for me for this month is that honestly, when I created the list before, you know, just before the month started, I looked at it and I said, you know what, there really is no reason I can't complete everything. Yet I didn't complete, you know, a few tasks which I really felt I should have. I don't think it was a matter of not having the time. I think it was just poor planning. One aspect that did come up is I ended up closing a second client. So there was more pressure on, you know, to do client work versus checking items off this list. But that's not really a good excuse. I had more than enough time to get through everything. So I'm making some adjustments in June, which I'll talk about in terms of, you know, optimizing. But you know, let's go through the list, and you know, I'll give some points on each where relevant. So let me just resize this on my phone so it's easier to look at. Okay, so I'll share a link below so you can look at the list again, and you know, see all the statuses, see what's been pushed to next month, etc. I'll also put it on the screen, so you know, if you just want to see high level what was on the list, you can. And yeah, so I'll go through the main ones, or the main categories, and just give my thoughts. So the first item is launch mixed panel course on Udemy. So that was, I guess, the biggest win of the month. That was launched. I've had one sale so far, which is, you know, lower than I would like, but I'm just glad it's out. It was a good experience to go through, and I wasn't expecting making a ton of money from this course, but just to have a second course out and go through that process again, I learned a lot, improved my editing skills, so that's a big win. Second on the list, launch Google Tag Manager course on Udemy. So I did a bit of planning in May for the course, but didn't complete it, I haven't recorded yet a single video for that course, so that's been pushed to next month. The update videos for this YouTube channel, so I got those out. I was happy about that. I published 4 videos in total on the channel. Next, yeah, so videos for the Project BI YouTube channel. Hello. Videos for the Project BI YouTube channel. So I published 3, I think it was also 4 videos, but maybe it was just 3. 3 videos to the channel. The channel's growing slowly and got now 22 subscribers there. So next month, same thing. I want to put out a video a week and go from there. Give me 1 sec. I just want to move this a bit closer. Okay. Next, newsletters for Project BI. I was meant to send one a week. I missed the second week, so I did 3 out of 4 there. Then I would say probably the biggest disappointment is just the blog posts on Project BI. I was meant to publish 2. I didn't get 1 out, so I've moved those basically over to next month. And the lesson that I can take from that is, for me to write blog posts, I really need to block off a good 3 to 5 hours, and I just kept on pushing the posts, into the future, and ended up just not getting that done. So next month with a bit better planning, I hope to get those done, and improve that approach. Rejoin the gym and maintain the 2-day rule for the gym. I'm happy to say I did that. The only exception was during the 3-day fast that I attempted. I didn't go to the gym during that period for obvious reasons. So I basically had a gap of 3 days where I didn't go to the gym. Other than that, I went every single day, including today, last day of the month. So that's, I'm going to maintain that into next month. Update subscription forms for Project BI, also another kind of big maintenance task on the Project BI blog. I never got that done. Complete a 72-hour fast. I spoke about that in my previous video, but if you haven't seen that, in short, I didn't get to the 72-hour mark. I stopped at 54 hours. So 54 hours with no food, basically water fast. The reason, in short, the reason I didn't managed to get all the way through, I had a really bad headache. In the future, if I do another fast, I'll need to just supplement with electrolytes, which I didn't do this time. And instead of not sleeping and suffering through the last like 24 hours or 20 hours, I just decided to cut it short. Happy with getting to that point, and for now I don't have any desire to do another long fast. Keep expenses under $900 for the month. So to keep expenses under $900 for the month. Interesting one. I also didn't reach this. I didn't keep the expenses under $900. I think the total, I still got to buy dinner tonight, so it'll be a bit higher, but I believe the total right now is $932, and I'll put that on the screen as well. I was, with like 5 or 6 days left in the month, I looked at the number, and it would have been very, very difficult to keep it under 900, especially considering that there was the party last night, and I knew I would drink and spend money. So I decided instead of cutting the expenses to 0 for the last 2 days, which is essentially what I needed to do to stay under 900, is to go to the party and enjoy myself. But I don't know if I'm gonna do too much of an analysis on it, but I did significantly reduce my average daily expenses in the last few days, up to yesterday. Really got extreme at one point. I think the lowest was 140,000 dong in a day, which is 2 full meals and a coffee, because I'm working in coffee shops, so I need to buy a coffee. And I'll put that on the screen as well, but I think it's $6.50 for 2 decent meals and a coffee. So that's super low for me, and happy that I did that. Finished 2 audiobooks. Also, the audiobooks I didn't get through, push those to next month. You know, not really much I can take from that. I just, once again, poor planning, and not you know, blocking off time to listen to the audiobooks. I started thinking about doing it more at the gym, but I'm just not concentrated enough on the books and on the ebooks and on the audiobooks, so that's not going to really work for me. Finished reading Startup Nation, so got through that. Finished the book. I really enjoyed it. The last chapters were really good. The book is a bit different to what I expected and what I'd heard, but overall is a good read. Finished planning 4th online course, so that's also been pushed to next month, because you know, I still haven't launched the Tag Manager course. So the last week of next month, depending on how I've done with the Google Tag Manager course, I'll start planning the 4th course, so I can work on that in July. Finished tax related admin work, completed that, you know, going back and forth with my accountant a lot, and thankfully that's all done. He's submitted that. Today is actually meant to submit it, so I'll just need to follow up with him. That's, you know, finishing my taxes for 2019. Complete a 48-hour technology detox. I've also decided to push that to next month, just because I was behind, and take 2 full days where I didn't do any work would have put me even further behind. So I thought that was super low priority, and decided to push that to next month as well. And then go 72 hours without watching YouTube. I completed that task about a week ago. So last Sunday I started that, and I went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of last week, no YouTube. I found it surprisingly easy, considering how much YouTube I've been watching. I mean, you know, I subscribe to a bunch of people and really enjoy their content. So basically daily, I can watch multiple hours of YouTube. So I was glad I managed to get through that, and like I said, surprisingly straightforward. Okay, so as you can see, the light's quickly fading. So I'll quickly go through the June task list, and I'll put a link. As I said, there'll be a link below so you can check them out. June is actually quite similar to May, a bit more, I would say, organized in terms of categories. The majority of the tasks for June are related to content. Putting out 4 blog posts. You know, as I mentioned, I'm going to be working the Google Tag Manager course. That's a big project. All the tasks from May that I've pushed to, you know, that are pushed to June, I'll be tackling in June. So the 2 blog posts I didn't do last month, the maintenance tasks on Project BI, etc. Also plan to finish 2 audiobooks, Business of Expertise and The Signal and the Noise. I'll link those below if you want to check them out. Publish a video a week to the Project BI YouTube channel. Gonna carry on going to the gym, so 2-day rule for the gym. I want to publish a new ebook on Project BI. So I had 1 sale of my $14 ebook in May, and you know, one of my big goals this year is to grow the amount of money I'm making from passive income. So I want to get another ebook out that people can purchase. So I'll need to plan that, decide what's the best topic, and then to write that. Also quite a big project, but you know, I want to get another product essentially on the site. What else do we have here? So instead of doing 2 updates to this channel for June, I'm just going to do 1. Even though I managed it last month to do 2 updates, I felt a bit under pressure to get those out. And as I said in my first video on this channel, I really don't want to put too much pressure on myself. If you know, I feel in control and have some extra time, then I'll do another like a second update video, maybe in week 3. But for now, the plan is just to do 1 about 2 weeks at the end of the 2nd week of next month. I'm also, same as last month, you know, going to be sending the newsletter out every week. So just got to be more consistent with that. And then I have here a different type of task, which is visit Hoi An. Hoi An is a town about 30 to 40 minutes away from here. Beautiful place, but I've never been. You know, I've been living in Da Nang now multiple months, almost going on 5 months now, and haven't left the city. So I want to go and visit Hoi An, spend the day. I can get there by car or like by taxi, even by bus. So just got to work that out and go. And let's see what else. You know, plan the 4th online course. That's a task from last month. And then the last one here is to wrap up initial set of projects for client B. You know, for privacy reasons, I'm not going to give the name of my client, but as I said, I closed a second client in May, and about 80% done with wrapping up the initial projects that I got with the client, and just want to wrap those up. Yeah, so that's the list. As I said, there'll be a link below. You can check it out, and it's you know, you can visit the link anytime and keep track of my progress throughout the month. So I'm going to stop this portion of the video here and find a, whoops, are we auto zooming out? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to stop this portion of the video here and find a place with a bit more light to talk about some of the adjustments I'm going to be making in June compared to May. I decided I'm going to get some Greek for dinner, so I just ordered souvlaki, and while the food's waiting, I'll talk about some of the adjustments I'm making this coming month, in June versus May. So as I said, I feel one of the biggest problems was just poor planning on my part. So I'm doing a few different things. The first one is, you'll notice in the spreadsheet I've now added a column where I actually schedule the tasks into one of the 4 weeks in the month, and that will basically become the basis of my weekly plans. So that's also something I started doing about 2 weeks ago, is to actually build a plan for the week each Sunday, and that's what I focus on getting done throughout the week. So that way I can say, okay, I've made a decision, this is what I'm doing this week, and then by week 4 I don't have a backlog of things. It just means, you know, each Sunday I need to block out time in my calendar to tackle the tasks that have been set for that given week. The second thing I'm doing is use a tool called Toggle. Did a ton of research on it today and decided it could make a really big difference if I managed to get in the habit of using it. So that's kind of the trick, is to see if it will stick, because it does essentially mean that whenever I'm working on something, I'm using Toggle to record how much time I'm spending on the given project or task. In the spreadsheet I've now actually given time estimations to the projects. So, you know, like a blog post might take 5 hours, etc. And then the plan is to use Toggle to actually record the time, and then I can see, okay, you know, where is my time actually going. It gives you really good reporting, and like I said, it's getting into the habit first and foremost. I've installed the Chrome extension, so, you know, so many different sites and tools will now include the little toggle button to activate the timer for the given task, including in Asana, which is what I use for task management. So it's interesting. I'm going to give it a shot, and that way by, you know, end of the week I could do like an end of week review and actually see where my time went, and, you know, why some tasks might be taking a lot longer than others, or rather, if I'm estimating a few hours and it ends up being double that, then I need to, you know, I know where to kind of focus on improving in the coming months. The third one is I now have a good friend who once a week we're syncing and we're, you know, being accountability buddies. So, you know, he's trying to also double down on you know, his productivity, and it's good to have someone to share notes and get ideas from. He for example showed me a tool that I now use called Motion, which helps block distracting websites and provides analytics on how much time I'm spending on productive websites versus non-productive websites. And I mean, it's quite a game changer. I've used similar tools in the past, but there's just a few different adjustments or tweaks that this Chrome extension has compared to its competitors, which just make it a much better fit for me. So yeah, so that's it. I think in my update video in 2 weeks I'll talk about these adjustments. This video is getting really long, so I'm going to stop it here, but thanks for watching, and we'll see each other again soon.